Hello. With the recent patch we got the Skilltree changes, and with that there came a lot of new builds, a lot of mix-up for your builds, and a little bit more fixed builds, I would say. So the most characters are now running the exact same build, and you will know what you are going to face if you play against a family or the family member now, what they're probably most likely going to face if they play against a specific victims. There were some losers in the rework, there were some winners in the rework. I would say overall it is very nice. The most broken and the most annoying builds were removed, so the very OP Leatherface build with Scout to Circus Drive Island is not possible anymore, so he was the biggest loser on the family side. On the victim side, I would say Danny, because he cannot get a lot of good perks if you want to have fast hands. And also Anna, because the choose fight grappler build is not possible anymore. But yeah, also Nancy got hit a bit hard because she is kind of useless now. So yeah, overall I would say I like the changes. The most annoying, the most broken builds were removed. The one that felt super unfair and really hard to play around. And yeah, in my opinion, Julie was one of the winners. I do like her new skill tree probably more than the old one. Didn't change a lot when it comes to attribute points, but the perk variety she can run is very nice. A lot of people were running the Strength Julie build, but I never really was a fan of Strength Julie. I don't think you should pick Julie if you wanna go for that. But yeah, obviously you had more options to play with the old skill tree, so this is maybe a downside. But yeah, I do like I said, I really do like it. And yeah, Julie was a winner, and Julie was always, in my opinion, a very strong victim. A lot of people didn't really like her because of her ability. She didn't feel strong. She didn't have really high toughness. Also, her proficiency were not high. She has weirdly a lot of stealth, so I can see the argument made that she is not the best one. She is by far, though, the cutest one. And yeah, also she was my main when I started playing the game, and she will always be my main. It just fits my playstyle. So if you like to play it fast, if you don't really want to be crouching and sitting and waiting, I know it sounds a little bit weird because she does not have high toughness, right? So she's very fragile and dies early. But nevertheless, you can make fast plays because you can feel safe by doing so. For example, Slaughterhouse, you leave the bone room, the enemy team has a cook or a Johnny, and you just beeline to the sliding door because you popped your ability. Cook can't listen to you, Johnny can't find your footprints, etc. So this is very, you can play fast, but you be safe. I think she is the best one on Family House for the window jump. Yes, she does not have toughness, so that's a little bit of a problem right there. But also if you unlock a front door, you can pop your ability and you run all the way from the house to the back of the house. And the cook cannot listen to you, Johnny can't find your footprints. So this is very strong. Also now with the Choose Flight Nervous, which we had a while ago, having her ability not losing stamina is very strong on these scenarios, so you still have stamina. Or also if you kick the generator, which will obviously take forever, but if you manage to do that, or if you're like in the back of the house and someone kicks a generator, or you in the house and you go through the front door, someone kick gen for you, you will not make it without Choose Flight level 3 like it was back in the days. But Julie has her ability, so she can pop her ability and then just run all the way out. So there's a lot of ways to use her ability, and I do like it. So yeah, that's why I think she's cute, she's strong, she feels nice to play, and it's just a unique playstyle. I really do like her. And yeah, and as always, we're going to start with talking about the attribute points. And toughness means the maximum amount of hits you have. So in this build, I would say, yes, don't don't do this if you want to run the perks I'm running. Do this. But I'm going to explain a little bit later while I have this. I'm just leveling up some perks and I'm just showing a good loadout where you are versatile for every situation. But yeah, I would say normally you want to be above 30 and then obviously not only just 31. So if you run, if you get hit by Leatherface overhead and then an M1, you will die with 30 toughness. So, and then obviously if you're not completely full max HP, right, you need a little bit of a buffer. You can even go a little bit down and this feels still very, very nice. So probably my most recommended loadout if you don't want to have no cell, or if you are still not the best when it comes to looping or avoiding Leatherface in a basement. This right now, the amount of toughness in this build is what you want to go for. Because now you have enough HP to survive on Leatherface overhead. And an M1 you will have enough HP to take some hits from Sissy, from Journey, you will survive a hitchhiker trap and all that good stuff. And also now if you get incapacitated, if you drop down the well, you also stand up quicker, jump out the window, all that stuff. So yeah, having high toughness is very important, unless you're going to run the perk no cell, which kinda gives you a cheat health, but then it's also risky because once your no cell stacks are gone, you are very, very likely to die. Then endurance, I do like 30 endurance or more. I think 30 endurance is a very nice sweet spot. And that allows you to, most of the time, don't really run out of stamina. Because the more endurance you have, the less stamina you use if you use a dash action. And the quicker it starts to regenerate if you stop running. So if you just walk or you stand still. So having a good amount of tough endurance is nice. I would not put more points in there. Most of the time you're completely fine with 30. And plus you need to say she still has her ability. So if you find yourself in a spot with low stamina, you can just pop her ability and then still be good G. Strength is a very useless attribute point in my opinion, because the only thing that you can do is barging door faster and maybe free yourself early from the ropes. Other than that, it has not really that much effects of if you win or lose close encounter. So if you have 15 strength and you are above 60-70% HP, most of the time you should still win your close encounter. And now if you have 50 strength but you are on 30 or 20 HP, you still have a chance of losing that close encounter. So your percentage-wise health always is more important than strength when it comes to close encounter, and having a quite nice amount of toughness right here is, well, then it means you can take 2 hits and still be above the threshold. If you are though now with Julie with 50% HP or lower with her strength, means you're going to lose close encounters. But yeah, Julie is not the character you want to go close encounters in the first place. Even though you see a perk here, choose fight, but the reason why I'm running this I'm going to explain a little bit later. And then proficiency is, I would never go below 42. It's just the thing you need most as a victim. 90% of the things you do as a victim need high proficiency. So if you unlock a door in the basement, if you unlock a gate outside of the basement, if you remove a cook padlock, if you want to turn the car battery off, you want to do the pressure valve faster, or if you're outside of the house or the yard or next to car battery exit and you need one more lockpick or bone shard, whatever, you now can hold down your E key or your action key and get that lockpick, that item, whatever you're looking for, quicker without, or like very quick without making noise, because holding down the action key while searching something has to do something with proficiency. And the nice part about Shuli, because she has high stealth, you can also tap it. So you can, when you tap, it means stealth, and if you hold, that means proficiency. So yeah, having high proficiency feels nice. I would never really go below 42. And yeah, if you're okay with being a glass cannon, or if you put your perk no cell in, so you do not die instantaneously in the basement, I would go proficiency, because like I said, she's the one that can rush She can pop that ability, can get to places very quickly, very fast, very undetected, and then unlock doors in cars even faster. And then with the perk efficient locksmith, which we're going to talk about a little bit later as well, means now you can just open an entire side. So the exit gate, the car battery, and then the gate towards the car battery, and the exit gate itself in like 20 seconds all by yourself, which is 25 depending on how much you have to run from car to gate and from gate to car. So yeah, this is why I like high proficiency on her. Like I said, I would never go below 42 because now it still feels okay, but lower the game will feel weird because most of the time you just need it. And also they make it harder if they have a cook padlock there or the grandpa perk nobody escapes hell. And against both, having more proficiency helps even more. So then we're going to talk about the stealth, which is in my opinion the most useless stat, and sadly that's her highest, so that's why she is considered not the strongest. Because yeah, if you go up a ladder or go through a crawl space over Baba Breakable, your victim will make a noise. The higher your stealth, the less noise she makes. So she's very sneaky, she's very stealthy, she doesn't make a lot of noise when she's doing stuff right next to the family member. And the other scenario, which I think can be, or is the most useful one, is, like I said, if you want to open something, you can spam E. So with Julie, you can do stuff quicker than the usual victim, because instead of you just clicking the action button or the E key once by opening a toolbox and then holding, you can tap it. So by tapping a toolbox, you will find your item even quicker and then you don't make noise. And the best, in my opinion, to use stealth is if you want to open a crawl space. So if you want to prepare your loops, so you manage to pop your ability, you run outside, and you see a very important crawl space is close on which you want to loop later on, you can open that very fast. 3 actions, the crawl space is open, and you will not make noise. So it's always, I would say, not a huge time investment. It takes truly like 1 second or 2 seconds to open a crawl space without making noise. And that is very unique, and only Julie can do that. So it's not the worst in her case, but yeah, like I said, it would be better if she had it somewhere else, proficiency or toughness. Yeah, these are her attribute points. And now we're going to talk about her skill tree. In my opinion, the best you want to run now with Julie is to the right. Because like I said, she can rush, she is not tanky, she has a high proficiency, you don't have stamina issues, and that's why you're going to right. Having high proficiency with efficient locksmith is crazy. You have a 40% chance of keeping a lockpick. So you get 2 lockpicks, you open the basement door, and then you open the exit gate towards the car battery, which means now you triggered your 40% twice, which means you have a chance of having one, keeping it for 80%. And then you can use the last one for the exit gate. So yeah, most of the time on most maps you need 3 lockpicks to completely open the basement and the side. So yeah, starting the game, getting 2 of them, and then you most of the time can just beeline, which is, like I said, now if the family member are not defending the side for 20 or 25 seconds, you are completely out, which is crazy, and I like it. And like I said, Johnny won't find your footprints and Cook won't listen to you, so you have a chance of going there undetected. Then, because she is not tanky, she wants to have Nosa, which is also here, right? So you can survive a ladder fades overhead early. Then also Bomb Squad is nice. It's perfectly fitting for her playstyle if you want to push aside, but there's a hitch trap there, Bob, get rid of it. Or if you want to do fuse or pressure tank, very, very strong. And then you could also run Slippery to even loop the family better, and then in the end choose fight to do some pressure tank fuse action. So this is, in my opinion, way stronger than the old Julie. The only thing that's not there anymore is the stunt double. So if you want to go for the window play, I think stunt double was in the middle, yeah, here. But if you do this, you're obviously going to lose out on all the very strong perks like No Cell and Bomb Squad. So I would say yes, now you cannot do the window jumps with Julie, man. It was always risky. because of the Venom Trap and her toughness, but yeah. Now you just have to unlock a door, I guess. And you can still go for the window, but if there's a hitch trap there outside, you will probably bleed out. Okay, yeah, this is all that had to be said about her skill tree. And now we are going to talk about her perks. So this is the loadout when you want to be very, very flexible. You are really a glass cannon. You will not survive stuff. I would say if you want to trade off your pressure tank flexibility, you're obviously going to run no cell here. So this is, I would say, maybe your default perk for every situation if there is a ladder phase in your game. Obviously, if there's no ladder phase, you do not really need no cell. But if there is a Johnny and a Hans and they both have 50 savagery, there is still a good reason to pick no cell. So this is, I would say, especially if you're a beginner, your base loadout. You can just rush aside. It doesn't matter if it's generator or car battery. You can get rid of the cook padlocks kinda okay with your proficiency and with your efficient locksmith. And you can attack the hitchhiker side because of the bomb squad. So yeah, with the bomb squad you can get rid of the hitchhiker traps. You have 4 of them and you dismantle them faster. So pushing the hitchhiker side. And with locksmith, like I said, you have a 40% chance to keep your lockpick, which is even more important against the cook because you need 2 for the gate. So now you need to have the perk trigger twice to not refill and get out. And then, yeah, no cell to counter your squishiness. If you want to be a little bit more versatile, I would say you go this. And now you put the points in toughness. So yeah, this is the, you can do it all, right? You can pressure the hitchhiker side with the traps and opening a gate and keep the hitchhiker busy in there. You can push a cook side with your okay proficiency, maybe even put it like this so you can really, really get rid of the security pins padlock. Obviously depends on your playstyle. I would say if you don't have no cell, high toughness is not that bad, but yeah, then you don't have heal perks, right? It's a little bit tricky. So yeah, you can push, and then you also have a chance to do the pressure thing. Because if you have choose fight, you're not going to go for the close encounters, you're going for the sneak attacks. Because if you do the pressure tank and a family member comes, which is obviously not hands, so this is your build if they don't have a hands and you want to go for pressure tank. You wait for the family member and then you stab them, and if they don't be there instantaneously when you turn it on, there's a high chance that they cannot stop it, or now they are forced to really, really camp the pressure tank, and now you can make that use and pressure the gate which the family member was defending earlier with your proficiency and stuff. You can go for the fuse box, disable the traps, put in the fuse. So this is, in my opinion, still the most versatile loadout when you can put it all. And I would say the more experienced you get, the more you know the loops, the less scary a ladder phase is you want to go back to what I showed you in the beginning. This is the glass cannon truly. So yeah, you will survive on ladder phase overhead, but only that. If you get hit by anything after that, you're just straight up dead. But with this, you can push everything. You can push the cook padlocks, you can push the hitchhiker, you can push the fuse, you can push the pressure tank. So this is very, very nice, and I like to play that truly like that. So she's versatile, she can do it all. She can rush, she can sneak, she can pressure every single family, but stay away from ladder phase if that is the case. So yeah, and then obviously you can also, maybe if you say, okay, I want to be that, but I will never really try for pressure tank, go for slippery. Because now you can also loop way better, because whenever you take a gap you get movement speed, so you take a gap and then you can walk, and while you're walking you're faster, so it's kind of like running, but you get your stamina back, so you can use a loop better. But yeah, that obviously depends on your situation. I would say if they have a hands, I would not go for the pressure tank. It is, unless you have a teammate, very, very important to outplay hands by having someone with choose fight, so you can pressure more stuff at the same time. But yeah, I would not recommend doing solo pressure tank if you have no teammates, if there's a hands in the game. these are the loadouts I would recommend. Like I said, the more experienced, the most fun, the more versatile will be this one. But depending on how you want to play, how experienced you are, you can pick either of those. And then we're going to talk about her ability. And as always, we're going to start from the top. So her ability already has a low cooldown. Having that lower doesn't help, especially because your player is to speedrun one side, go through that, and even get caught or not. And if you get caught, you're down in the basement, you need to reset, and the next time you want to pressure aside, your ability is most likely back. So I don't think that's very important. Also, you will lose your stamina if you're sprinting, right? So be careful. So I would say most of the time it's better to have one very, very, very good ability instead of more weak ones. But yeah, as I would say, if you're not experienced with the map, you don't know the loops, you don't know the area, you don't know where to go. If you happen to not get lucky with your locksmith and need to find a tool, then yeah, having the cooldown is better. But the more experience you get, the more you're going to like this, the keeping the stamina. And the right side is the ability lasts longer. This will always only be useful on family house. So if you really want to open the door and run all the way back, or they have no hitch, you jump the window, run to the back, or someone turned the gen off and you need to go from the front door to the exit, only then the longer ability is useful. Otherwise, like I said, you run from A to B and then you have to stand still anyway, because you either have to turn the car battery off, find a lockpick, open the gate. So yeah, on only family house I would say this is maybe better, but otherwise, yeah, I always go for the middle one, because now you don't need stamina. Like I said, the scenario in the beginning, right? You're jumping, you're running, and you're looping, and all of a sudden you realize, oh my god, I'm getting sandwiched, or oh my god, I just ran towards this gate, and now a family member is coming. You can use your ability to outplay the fact that you don't have stamina. If you don't have the ability level 3 that you consume no stamina, this play is not possible. Yeah, overall in the end, also if you say, okay, you wanna have the less stamina consumption, but it takes longer, in the end you will be able to make more distance by having no stamina, because this will still drain your stamina. Yes, you can run longer, but your stamina will still run out. So yeah, in the end it's always going to be for me the middle one. And then, yeah, these obviously don't stack, right? It makes no sense. Like I said, having the ability more often, in my opinion, is not worth it. It's only 10 seconds. So I would rather have mobility 5 seconds longer than having it 10 seconds more often, right? So now you have your ability very long. You can cover most of the distances. You can run very long and you need no stamina. So this is a very nice combination. And then sadly it doesn't matter, because you have to go to the right. Which one you take, it will not stack. So you can go either middle, right, and middle, or you go right, right, middle. It doesn't matter, right? That's like how it is. It's sad that you have to do it, but I think this one looks more aesthetic. It looks better. Yeah, I go for right, right, middle. And now you should be fine for, it doesn't matter if you want to leave basement and push, or you get caught in a bad place and you need to run, or you know that you have to go somewhere needed. You always, all these scenarios, you will be prepared with tuning. Alright, that's it. That's all there has to be said about the new Julie skill tree and the new loadouts. I hope this video was useful. I hope you like it. I hope you're going to have some nice and good games with it in the future. And in case you did, make sure to leave a like. And as always, if you feel super nice, make sure to comment in the video below or subscribe to my channel in case you didn't already. Thanks for watching and good luck in your next games. Bye bye.